Fog Entertainment back again with another video, and we're looking at the greatest father and son duo known to man, or are we not? Because we're looking at episode 7 of season 2 of Sons of Anarchy, and we're looking at Gillard. Of course, basically, all the charter are in jail. You've Juice, you've Tig, you've Happy, you've Bobby, you've Jax, you've Clay. So there are 6 members in jail for the hit on Sobel at the Kamara Christian Centre. So yeah, they're all in jail. Opie tried to chase after Weston, so he's the only real reason why he's not there. Chibs is blown up, and then with a guy with an oxygen tank by the name of Piney. Of course, in prison, Clay, Samcro, whatever, they're tasked with a few things in order to gain protection inside. One of them is, of course, basically use juice bait in order to get to one of the informants inside. On the outside, they have to kill a tranny drug dealer, and Opie is tasked with this. He's the only guy outside. It kind of goes sideways when Trammell gets shot in the chest by this tranny, and of course then Opie is tasked with that. And yeah, he's a one-man band. But there really is a question here. Why was Opie left to deal with all of Samcro's problems, considering the fact that his actual father, was outside, right? And you could say this is a plot hole from Sons, right? And you could. If anyone's going to honestly argue and say it is, I'm not going to dispute it, right? But see, at the end of the day, there's so many times throughout the show when something happens and Piney just disappears for like a couple of episodes. Because see, when Chibs gets blown up, he basically just goes to the cabin and he has like a 3-day bender. So, it's not like they completely just rip the character off, because what it is would probably, the only way to actually get in contact with Piney would have, Opie would have actually had to drive up to him and, confront him that way. But of course, he couldn't, because he was busy doing and charming, handling business. But I think it really does beg the question of, he left his son in the lurch. Alright, he probably didn't know because he's pissed and obviously wasn't aware that, hey, everyone is arrested and all that good stuff. But, when Samcro got out, I think there should have been a thought about Piney's fucking commitment to the club. The club's all in jail. Opie's a one-man band. It's his own son. Regardless if he didn't know or not, Piney's commitment has got to be questioned here. At this point, he's kind of just, I don't know, he's like a skeleton in a patch, because he's not doing an awful lot. I mean, he can preach to Jax about how he rode his limit for 10 years just so he could hand over the VP patch to Jackson Teller. But again, I'm not really buying that too much, troops. But yeah, personally, I think Piney completely jobbed Opie out. And yeah, we never really see it throughout the show. Like, if you're actually thinking about other characters, members that, you could say jobbed at the club, it was all like because, they did a bad thing. Well, with Piney, it's just complete negligence. Negligence. I can't pronounce that word. Negligence. That is the word we're going for. I just completely developed a stutter like Piney, high on tequila, full of the oxygen. Could not spit that word out for the life of me. But anyway, troops, that is it. Piney, personally, I think he should have been voted out of the club. We discussed it in the episode 7 review. And guess what, guys? Morrow Mondays, Teller Tuesdays, returning to your TV screens next week. Tune in for it. But until next time, Piney, you should have met Mr. Mayhem, son.